Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, December 1st, the beginning of our first Vlogmas for 2025 and first Vlogmas I've ever done. Now, the way I'm setting this up is on a weekly basis. I know some other knitters and crocheters that do YouTube. They typically do it day to day. I don't have that kind of time, unfortunately. I have to do a normal full-time job, so I'm just kind of recording as I can. Right now it's before work is started for the day, and I'm gonna get me some coffee, maybe a little Biscoff cookie to eat with it to kind of get me started, and then I'm gonna start my work for the day. And then of course I have to wait until I'm done with work for the day in order to do anything else. So today is gonna also be the first day to open our Starlight Advent calendar. And then I'm gonna try to start the Bahama Advent Wrap by TLY Crafts with that first day of yarn today. So that way we can kind of add it to the wrap every day and have a finished project by the 25th. So come along with me. I'm gonna make me some coffee real quick. Hi everyone, this is Paige from the future. Still day one. I was in the middle of editing my day one videos so that I could try to be ahead of editing and maybe post the video for the week by this weekend. And I learned that I accidentally deleted some of my footage. Yeah, not a great start to Vlogmas, you know. But the only little clip that I had salvaged of me showing day one yarn is from my Instagram story today. So after I finish my little input here, I'm gonna play the clip of when I reveal the yarn, and then I'm gonna proceed with the rest of the footage that I do have from when I was working on the Bahama Wrap. I'm so sorry. I feel so silly. I think what was going on was I was transferring the files from my phone to the computer, and the loading window that shows like how long it's taking for the upload to occur disappeared. So I thought that it was done, and I didn't check the folder that I put it in, and I ended up deleting them out of my phone before checking. And now I have searched everywhere I can think of: the recycling bin, my phone trash bin. I've tried finding wherever it is it could have been deleted to, and there does not seem to be any record of where it went. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I am going to go ahead and let you guys continue on with the video here. All right, everyone, day one has been completed. This is the beginnings of the Bahama Advent Wrap. This is half white, and she came along very nicely. And this is how much I have left of the yarn. So I think it made a pretty nice little section in the wrap. And I'm going to assume that each day that I crochet into this is going to be this much added on. We're starting off really light with the colors, and I'm hoping to expect it to get darker and darker as we go along.
similar to the Botanical yarn last year. I really like the way this looks. It was super, super easy to crochet. As you can see, my cable is not very long either. I'm not sure why Tony was saying to use a 24-inch cord. She may have that as a standard cord size in her pattern. That much cord from here to here. So, you know, this isn't going to get any wider. This is as wide as it'll get. So, yeah, there it is. So that pretty much wraps up day 1 of Vlogmas. And now that I'm done crocheting this, I'm gonna just lay it off to the side on hold until tomorrow when I open the next mini yarn skein for day 2. So I will see you guys tomorrow for day 2. Hi, good morning everyone. It is now day 2, which is December 2nd, and we're gonna try this again with not deleting footage that we're using for a YouTube video. So I'm gonna go make me some coffee, get a little something to eat, and then open up my mini for today, and then get my work started for the day. So let's try this again. All right, got my coffee, got my Biscoff cookie, and I am ready to open up day 2. I am excited to add a new color to my wrap. I wonder if it's going to be drastically different and they're going to be like kind of color blocked throughout, or if they're going to be very ombre blended looking. I really would like to have an ombre blended look similar to the Botanical Advent yarn last year, but beggars can't be choosers. I will still be happy with what I get. You know, we all have our little preferences, but you know, this is what you get with an Advent. You just kind of take what you get and you're just surprised by it. I almost didn't like this color at first when I opened it yesterday because I was like, I'm just more of the obnoxious yarn color person, and this is not screaming obnoxiously bright to me. But as I was crocheting the wrap, I actually started to like the color more. It's got like a nice yellowish green color to it. In the camera, it kind of looks like ivory cream, but it's more yellow. So it's like kind of the sun peeking behind the trees at sunset. So that's what I was getting from this color. So I gave it a little bit more meaning to it that I can appreciate. All right, let me angle my camera down so you can see me open up day 2. All right, so we have our box here. I'm gonna open her up. Ta-da! Got all of our pretty mini organized boxes, and then here is the names. We're gonna open up day 2, which is planetary. Ooh, I'm excited to see how that's gonna look. All right, day 2 is right here. Also, if you hear smacking sounds, I'm really sorry. The lid keeps hitting my microphone. I'm trying to hold it with my arm, so it won't do that anymore. All right, day 2. Ooh, got some peach color here. Oh, yeah, so we're definitely going in the direction I'm thinking, which is more of an ombre look. Ooh, I like this one. This is definitely more peachy pink color. It's got a little bit of hints of purple. It's got hints of purple in it. And I like that stripe of dark. I don't know exactly what color that is. It's just so dark. I think it's like a dark orange and dark green. But it's got like a bit of pink in there, like a dark pink in here. And then this like creamsicle orange color. It's kind of hard to pick up on the camera. I like this a tiny bit better than yesterday's color, but it's going to definitely go well. Oh, yeah. That's going to look nice. So it's gonna shift from like that yellow, light yellow color to this peachy color with some yellow in it. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, now I'm excited to add another color to my wrap. And you know, the sad part is yesterday I was really getting into crocheting that wrap that when I started to run out of that mini, I was like Should I open another one? Because I don't think I can wait till tomorrow. But I stayed disciplined in not opening up day 2 because that wouldn't be fair to do that. I said I was going to do a Vlogmas YouTube video, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be patient and wait each day to open up the minis accordingly. I'm going to set that aside for now, get my work done for the day, and add that to my wrap layer.
Alright, so it is now lunchtime and I need to take a little break for the day. So I'm going to go and warm up my leftovers from last night. Maybe do a little crocheting to kind of give me a little relaxing time. And then get right back at it for the day. And then I should be able to finish the rest of this day 2 on the wrap by end of the day. Since it's a pretty quick add-on. That's why I kind of like it, is that it feels like I'm not being overwhelmed by one large project, but I'm able to complete each part every day without struggling. So, but yeah, I will take you along while I go warm up my food.
All right, so I just finished lunch, worked a couple rows on my wrap, took a quick shower, and then unrelated to knitting and crocheting, I got my little Christmas present to myself, the Fenty Beauty Grip Trip Mattifying Primer. This is something new that has come out in the last couple months, and I had been eyeing it for quite a while. I've been using the Maybelline Baby Skin Primer, which has not been bad. It definitely has been blurring on my face whenever I put my foundation on, but it sometimes just feels too slick and too silicone-y. I don't know how this is going to be. I have really oily skin, so I got the mattifying to hopefully help with that a little bit, and maybe it won't feel so slippery. I don't know if that's just normal for primer, because honestly, I'm not like a makeup guru. I haven't really done a lot of makeup in the last couple of years of my adulthood, but I'm learning. But it's a really cool bottle. I mean, look at that. How they have the product designed in the bottle. So it's supposed to mix the two, the clear and the pink product together as you pump. So yeah, I do like Fenty Beauty products. They're just a little pricey for me. I have been using House Labs Lady Gaga foundation, which I really love. It looks a little weird when you first put it on because it looks darker than it should be, but it oxidizes and starts to kind of blend in with your normal skin color after a few seconds of being on your face and blending it in. But it's also supposed to help with redness. Like, it has some like green tone in there. You can't see the green. It's just kind of mixed in with the foundation. But apparently Lady Gaga deals with rosacea. I think that's how you say it. But anyway, so she deals with that, and that's just like an all over redness. I have a little bit of redness here and on my nose most of the time. Everywhere else is usually okay. But foundation really does help neutralize a lot of that. So you don't have to use a green concealer before you put your foundation on. So yeah, those are my, that's my recommended product of the day. I will see if I can remember to tell you how this goes. I'm probably not going to wear this for a while since I don't wear makeup normally. I wear it a little bit during the day. Like today I'm wearing just mascara and powder. But other than that, I don't really wear it. The little side story, I always feel like I have a side story for random stuff that I bring up in my videos. With Black Friday and sales going on, I bought this about, well, not this particular bottle, I bought this exact product from Ulta Beauty 2 weeks ago. They were not having sales, so it was full price. And it's about $40 for this. So I wanted it really bad. I don't buy myself makeup very much. And if I do, I usually get the cheap drugstore brands. Yeah, there you go. So I just felt like treating myself to something nice. Well, I never opened the box, never opened the product, and I happened to get an advertisement on Instagram that they were having a sale on the Fenty Beauty website. So I went to the website and it was 30% off. So I ended up getting this for $25 instead of the full price. And since I never opened the product or the box and I had the receipt, I took it back to Ulta a couple days ago and had already ordered this last week. So it just arrived today. You know, you gotta save money wherever you can, and it's still the same exact product. So I'm not gonna pass up on a deal. And if I had used the primer, obviously I wouldn't have taken it back because it's like they're just gonna throw it away. And obviously nobody else is gonna buy it and use it. That's gross. So yes, if I had damaged the product, used it, I just would have said, oh, well, I either pay another $25 to have a second bottle to take advantage, or just be out of 30 something dollars because I spent it full price, whatever. But anyways, that's my little side story. Going back to the crocheting. God, I'm just saying knitting, crocheting all at the same time. This is Tunisian crochet is kind of knitting and crocheting mixed together, I would say. Look at that. It's looking so pretty. All nice and blended and ombre looking. It is just blending nicely with that first day. Like, this is very similar to Botanical yarn last year, so I'm super happy. This is how much I have left of day 2. Not very much of it, so I got a couple more rows and then I'll be done with day 2. Yeah, so I'm actually thinking I might go ahead and open day 3, only because I have something going on tomorrow after work and I don't think I'm going to have enough time to open up the mini and also make it into my wrap before the end of the day, and I don't want to get behind. I think I'm going to be a little sneaky and go ahead and open the third one. We're only going to do day 3. So far, I'm playing this by ear. I am going to do it day to day. I'm not going to like open all of them up ahead of time, just because I really am going to open them up every day accordingly. For certain occasions, I might have to open up 1 or 2, however many needed, a day early, depending on how busy I am for a certain day. And I know that I'm not going to be able to get to it. And I really don't want to fall behind on this wrap. I really want to finish by the 24th or the 25th. Technically the 24th, because the 25th is a big skein. So I just don't want to. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the box. We're going to go ahead and open up day 3. All right, we got the box again. We are still on day 2 date-wise, but we're going to open up day 3. And day 3 is Mars. All right, day 3. Oh, interesting. It doesn't have any reds. Huh, okay. Oh, you know what? I bet it's kind of like, I bet the oranges are representative of red, of Mars more than red. I really like it. I'm just trying to connect the name of Mars with this, how they correlate, but I'm not mad about it. I like it. I love how all the colors work together in the blues. We're definitely shifting to more of the bluish green colors now, away from the yellows and oranges that we were dealing with day 1 and 2, because we have some of that pretty orange that is coming from day 2, and then just some remnants of day 1, I think. Yeah, so this is how it's gonna start to shift from the yellows and oranges. Okay, all right, I'm getting with it. You know, we're gonna see where this is starting to go. Maybe I'll kind of think about it as I'm crocheting to see like what direction she's kind of going with this whole Advent. So yeah, I'm gonna still crochet this into the wrap maybe today if I have time, because like I said, I want to be ahead. That way Thursday, when I am not busy like I'll be tomorrow, I can get back to normal opening up day 4 and not have to worry about rushing or anything. So that's exciting. I got to open day 2 and 3 in the same day. Okay, so that was day 3. I will get that winded up and crocheted into the wrap, and then show some of the current progress when I get there. But as a refresher, this is where we're at again. I really like this pattern. It's so easy. I don't even have to use the pattern anymore. Once you've done 3 repeats, or 3 rows, I guess you could say. I don't know what they're called in Tunisian crochet, because it's not a typical back and forth. It's like you go forward and then you go backwards, and forward and backwards. So yeah, after 3 times of repeating the pattern, I got it down pat without having to look anymore. I did have a few missed stitches I noticed when I was counting, because you put 5 simple stitch or Tunisian simple stitches in between the chevron dips and peaks, and I was coming up either short or too many. So I just self-corrected as I went, and you can't even tell. I mean, it's very, very subtle, very hidden. I don't even think I can see where I self-corrected. So if I can't see it, then it must be fine, must be good. I'm learning. And now the only thing I don't know how to do, which is what my problem was with brioche back when I was doing the MCAL, is I don't know how to correct mistakes. Like if you make a mistake on the previous row or a couple stitches back, whenever you're pulling through all the loops to work backwards is where I don't know how to fix it. It might be simpler than I'm thinking it is, but I just haven't come across that bridge yet, and I'd prefer not to mess this up on purpose just to learn. I'd rather just wait until an actual mistake happens, and then I'll figure out how to fix it, just because my progress is so good on this, and I don't want to mess up my momentum. I'm really enjoying it. I don't want to create something that's going to make me not want to do it. I'm already feeling like that with my Botanical Cardigan. Yeah, we're still talking about that bad boy. I knew when I cast on these stitches for the sleeve the second time and I got to knitting, you know, this many rows, this is about 5 inches, it was probably going to be still too big. And I had already put less stitches around the whole of the arm. Now I'm thinking I'm going to have to frog it again and put even less stitches to close up the hole, because it's huge. I mean, I tried it on earlier this morning or last night. Yeah, it was last night. And it was just massive. And so I'm already at the point where it's like, if I leave this, I just keep knitting and don't even bother with it, when I go to wash and block it, it's going to get even bigger. I mean, this yarn is going to grow. It's superwash merino. I mean, I can easily try not to block it to get so big, but there's just that risk. It's going to grow. And I really don't want to deal with that. I want it to fit nicely. I want it to be a little oversized than my arm, but I don't want it to be 3 or 4 times bigger than my arm. So this is part of knitting. I just needed to put this down for a day or two because I was so aggravated with it last night. But the best thing is that yes, I have knitted 5 inches, and that did take me a while, but I would much rather frog it back and start over from this point than knit all the way to the cuff and bind it off and everything to then realize that it's still too big and then frog it. So yeah, I'd rather just call it quits. Well, not call it quits, but just call it and just say, we're going to rip it back. I'm not doing it today, but I will do it. This is just going to have to be put on the side for now. Because see, the other issue that I'm running into is because I'm not going by a pattern 100%, I'm kind of just combining patterns and just doing my own thing. This is what comes with that territory. I don't have exact instructions that are telling me how many stitches to cast on. So I have to kind of just gauge and guess how many stitches I probably need in order to make that armhole a decent size. So I got a couple ideas. I'm probably going to try to like mark on the armhole where I want the closure to be closer to my arm to give it that somewhat oversized look, but not massive. So that way I have like a little guide on where I need to like stop adding stitches basically. So we'll see. That will probably come up a couple of times throughout this Vlogmas this month. So hope you guys don't get tired of seeing and hearing about it, because it technically is a part of the Advent season. I mean, it is Advent yarn, but it's just from last year. So I'm determined. I'm determined to make it work. I really want that cardigan to work out. It is so pretty. All the colors are just, it's too pretty to waste. So, and I'm not undoing all that work to do it something else. Like I love the cardigan for what it is. So, all right, I'm going to wrap up my lunch here and get back to work so I can finish my day out strong. And then I will check in with you guys again sometime this evening when I'm working on my wrap some more. And maybe we'll have a finished 2 days, day 2 and day 3, before the end of the day. So that way I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. All right, I'll check in with y'all soon. All right, everyone. This is the finished day 2 and day 3. I completed this on Tuesday, December 2nd. Also, if you hear any talking in the background, it's because my headset is on and my boyfriend and his friend are playing Rocket League at the moment. So that's what that little sound's going to be about if you hear it. But yeah, so this is what she's looking like so far. It is fading very nicely. You do still see a distinct color difference, but it still is very like subtle. Also, I just noticed this in the camera, but this day 3 is making this beautiful, like, I don't know what you want to call it. It almost kind of looks like galaxy within the color. It's like got a shade of yellow that stripes through. It looks super pretty. So yeah, this is what she's looking like so far. So that is pretty much going to wrap up day 2 of this Vlogmas. Tomorrow I will try to do my best to record some things throughout the day, but I will be working and kind of busy with some other things that are going on, which is why I went ahead and opened up the day 3 Advent. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, everyone. It is now Thursday, December 4th. I completely skipped recording yesterday, so I don't have any footage of yesterday's day. It was pretty boring anyway, so not much to really share. But it is a new day now, and that means we get a new color. I'm so excited. All right, let's open up day 4. Okay, before I open up day 4, let's do a little recap on the previous 3 days. Look at how pretty she is becoming. I wish this camera would focus like it's supposed to. There we go. Look at these colors. They are blending together nicely. I love how this is turning out so far. We're starting to move away from the earthy tones in the beginning, is what it kind of gives me, to more ethereal colors is probably the best word to describe what I'm feeling about the day 3. So now we're going to see what day 4 brings us. I have been excited to see what color shift we're moving into. So I'm going to bring you down here to my box. All right, we got our box. We have the names listed here, and this is now day 4, which is twinkling. All right, twinkling. Here is day 4. There she is. All right, day 4, twinkling. Come on. Oh, interesting. We're back into the oranges again. I thought we would be moving away from that color. All right, so this isn't going to be quite the fade that I was expecting, but I seem to like these colors more after I have put them into a cake and then crocheted them into the wrap. When they're twisted up in a hank like this, I don't feel like I appreciate the colors as much, I noticed, just because when the dyer is dyeing yarn, they don't dye them twisted like this. They dye them when it's untwisted and it's in like a loop, and then they twist them together afterwards for packaging purposes. So the way that you see the colors in the hank right now is not the same as what it will look like on the cake when I wind it up or on the wrap. I do still like the look of this hank. It's still pretty. I love the colors. They are definitely different than day 1 and 2. Still having some speckling throughout, which is what Hue Loco is known for, is a lot of speckling in her yarns when she does speckled yarns. Yarns like this, variegated, sorry, wrong wording. Variegated yarns, she likes to put a lot of speckling through hers. So let's see, I'm going to pull the wrap out and just kind of get a visual of what this is going to... I mean, it's definitely a huge jump from day 2 to now day 4 with this orange again. I thought maybe we would fade more into the greens and purples after day 3. I opened the right box, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm not disappointed. I'm still excited to see where this goes. You just have expectations. We all have expectations, and sometimes when they don't go the way you think it does, you just have to readjust your perspective of it. And I still like what this is offering. So yeah, this will just it'll still make a great statement piece. And I will know exactly which ones are which days after I'm done. Okay, so that's day 4. I'm going to get her wounded up and maybe do a couple rows before I start work if I got time. If not, I will be working on it some during lunch and then of course at the end of the day, so that we can stay on track with getting our colors crocheted in per day so we don't get behind. So that is day 4. I'm gonna go ahead and put the box away so that all we have left is the remaining days. So I am glad that I did go ahead and open day 3 and crochet in day 3, just because I am going to still be short for time today. I mentioned that I would crochet it by the end of the day. I may or may not be able to finish day 4 because I'm going to go and watch my neighbor's daughter for a few hours. And I don't want to take this with me over there because I want to go and spend some time with her and play with her. So I will see what kind of time I have left when I get back and if I can be able to finish adding that in. But even if I don't, I think I can be able to finish it tomorrow plus day 5 and not be behind. I'm just glad I at least went ahead and did day 3 just so that it doesn't like keep adding to the delay of getting the colors put in. Because if I hadn't done yesterday on Tuesday and then added it to today and then couldn't finish today, then it would have been added to tomorrow, and then that would have been 3 colors I'd have to like make sure I get done before Saturday. So I'm at least glad I made that decision to go ahead and do day 3. So I will likely be doing that for any future days that might come up that I might have some things going on. I know next Saturday I might have to do it because I've got a birthday party and a Christmas party to go to. So we'll see how that day goes. Maybe I'll get it done before I even have to go to those things. We'll see. We're going to get this winded up and see where we're at for the rest of the day. All right, good evening, everyone. I have finished day 4 of the wrap, and here it is. It's also pretty much dark out now, so the lighting's not the best. So tomorrow, when it's daytime, I will show a better preview of this, but I wanted to at least close out day 4 by showing that I finished it. There it is. I have noticed with the wrap that the way that you do the peaks and valleys, it causes the wrap to kind of lean in a certain direction. So right now it's leaning that way, but it's not too noticeable by the naked eye. You'd have to like really look at it to tell, and then obviously look at it from a crocheter knitter's point of view to kind of see what I mean. But it is doing its job, and I'm pretty happy with it still. I was a little questionable about day 4's color. I still wish it was heading towards a more gradient look from the blue-green section, but once I get to day 5 and after, it'll come together. I trust the process. Yep, this is how much I had left. A pretty long strand. See, I had a pretty long tail. It's not enough to do one more row, so I just stopped it where it was at. And then I will attach my new color tomorrow. So that's pretty much the only update I have in relation to this year's Advent. Last year's Advent, the cardigan, and it's just so funny how I keep introducing this like it's the first time I'm bringing it up. I'm trying to get used to just saying the cardigan, or just like my other project, like you already know about it. I don't know why I'm acting like it's brand new. So I did frog the sleeve again for a second time, but I'm actually much happier for it. I frogged it the first time because it was super big in the arm opening. I don't know why I left the opening that big the first time, but I decided to frog the first sleeve, and then I crocheted the armhole smaller, but not by very much. I did like that much, and it really didn't make that much of a difference. And then I started knitting the sleeve again, and it was still huge. I mean, I tried it on, looked in the mirror, and it was so huge. It was just not gonna be good. So I frogged it last night and didn't start knitting it until this evening. But this time I went from here to here. Like I just added another couple inches of a seam to close the armhole. And now I do feel satisfied with this armhole much more. It still looks big, but when I tried it on, it fit great, at least to my liking. Like I said, I don't want it to be tight fitting. I want it to still have some room in it, and it will grow a little because of the blocking. And also another plus, it won't take me several days to get to 7 inches of stockinette straight like it did on the second sleeve version. The second sleeve version was just taking forever to get around. And on top of that, I'm doing the magic loop method where I have a very, very long cord needle instead of a short one for just the circumference. So I have to knit one side, pull the cord out long, switch to the other side, shorten the cord. It's a whole thing. I like that method better. I don't like having to switch around needles multiple times if I can help it. I'm much happier with this decision. And the last time I re-knitted the sleeve, I didn't do the seaming on the other side. So this time I went ahead and did it. I didn't wait like I did on the second sleeve version. I wanted to just go ahead and do it so I wouldn't forget about it. So I added like that much extra seam. And this is how the armhole on the other side looks too. Much better. Only took a couple of tries, but yeah, I knew I was going to get there. And then the last thing I'm going to do when I finish the sleeves is I'm going to redo the ribbing on the neckline, only because of that corner I was telling y'all about in the last video, I believe. I just kind of knitted ribbing straight without any shaping, and I should have done a decrease on just these two corners to kind of give it more of a straight and then down. Right now it's literally just curving and it's creating like a bump on the back of the neck, and I don't want it to look like a humpback because of that. So yeah, that's pretty much all the updates I've got for day 4. Not too eventful. Unfortunately, day 3 was most certainly not eventful since I don't have any footage from day 3. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit and then go to my neighbor's house to watch her daughter. And I will see you guys tomorrow for day 5. Good morning, everyone. It is now Friday, December 5th, and we're going to open up our new Advent box for the day. So as a little refresher, I was showing my finished progress last night, but the lighting was not the best because it was dark. So here is what she's looking like so far with some better lighting. Look at all those pretty colors and details. So nice. So far, I feel like the blue section has been my favorite just because of the way the colors are like striping and pooling in certain places. So it's like giving a galaxy effect. So that is what I like so far about this wrap. This will get a little bit wider and longer once I wash and block it. It's just a little curled up and tight looking right now because I'm a little bit of a tighter crocheter knitter. I pull my working yarn on the needle or the hook a little just to secure the stitch. It's a habit I've always had, and I sometimes try to tell myself, like, don't tighten it. At least if I tighten it, don't do it too hard. But yeah, I've always been a tight knitter crocheter, so I'm reminding myself to calm it down just a little bit because we don't have to have it tight all the time. Some cases it is useful, but in this case, we don't really need to have it that tight. Let's go ahead and start opening day 5. Okay. Day 5 is... what the heck is that? I can't read it because it's backwards in the camera. Orbital. For you guys, it's obviously the right direction reading it, but for me, when I'm recording, it's backwards, so it looked like Ochita. But it's orbital. Okay, so the color orbital for day 5. I'm just trying to make sure we're in focus here. Okay. Oh, we're still in the oranges, but we've got a tonal, a solid color here. All right, so we've had 4 days of speckled variegated yarn. Now we have come to our first tonal solid color. This is a very nice cream, orange creamsicle color going on. All right. We'll get that winded up into a cake and add that to our wrap in a little bit. All right, guys, so I decided to try the new Grinch salt fries, shaker fries at McDonald's. My coworker was telling me about this meal. I did not buy the full meal, which is like $13. You get to choose between either 10 chicken nuggets or a Big Mac, and you get a free pair of Grinch socks, and then, of course, these Grinch salt shaker fries. I didn't really want to pay $13 for basically the socks, but I really wanted to try these fries with the salt. So this is a pretty decent sized packet of salt. It's a lot in there. They're dill pickle seasoning, which I love pickles. So that's the first thing that got me. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, so yeah, any of your McDonald's will have this. They launched it on December 2nd, and there's not an expiration date. It's just while supplies last. So if you guys are interested in the socks and the whole meal, go for it. I mean, I would have definitely still got the chicken nuggets or Big Mac because I actually ended up getting a Big Mac, but I had a lot of points to use on my mobile app, so I decided to use that for the Big Mac and got it for free. Got me a Dr. Pepper and then just paid for the drink and the fries. So that was just my deal. So I'm going to try this fry really quick and let you know how it tastes. All right, so this is probably not the prettiest angle for me to do recording, but I don't have my tripod immediately here, and I don't feel like going to get it right now. I want to try these fries, but with you guys. All right, so I'm trying to break up the packet because it feels like there's some chunks in there. Oh, whew, that is most certainly a dill pickle smell. Oh my God. All right, whatever. Okay, so that's my salt. They gave me a bag. All right, so before I wanted to try the fries, I wanted to sit at my desk. So let's give her a try. Ooh, where's a good piece? All right, here's a really small piece. Here is the fry. It's got a decent amount of seasoning on it, so. Oh. That's really good. I like that. I got a little extra seasoning in the back of the throat that didn't feel good, but I like that. It is not obnoxiously dill pickle flavor. It's very subtle and just has like a rich savoriness about it. Wow. I like that a lot. This would be great year round. I would buy this. Of course, should be year round because then I'd eat more fries, which is not good for me. So, yeah, that's really good. I think that's worth trying. So, if any of you like dill pickles, you like pickles, this is definitely worth trying. If you don't like pickles, I mean, it's real dilly. It's not really like pickly, if that sounds better, but it tastes much like dill with just like a hint of pickle. So, yeah, I'd recommend this. These are really good. And whoever cooked these fries did really good with them, so they're not like soggy or anything. So, they're a little pricey. It was like $3.50 for medium fry. You can't get a small fry. It has to be medium or large. And then the shaker bag and the Grinch salt. But I mean, I think it's worth trying it for $3.50. Maybe not buy it every day or all the time, but I can get into this. All right. I'm done talking about these fries for like 3 minutes now. Anyways, I'm going to get my yarn winded up since I didn't do that this morning. And add a couple rows to my wrap while I'm on lunch. And then I'll hopefully finish it tonight. Hi everyone, it is Saturday, December 6th, and it is about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I had a pretty busy day unexpectedly, had to get up, take a shower, go to the grocery store, buy some groceries and mainly eggs, and then make some macaron cookies to take to a friend's house tonight. And then we're going to be leaving to go to their house, and we'll be there pretty late. So I just wanted to squeeze in a little time in here today to open up today's Advent yarn and then do a couple rows on the wrap. I'm hoping we're gonna see some color shifting after yesterday's yarn, because honestly, I'm not disliking it, but I'm not loving it yet. Like, the colors are definitely beautiful. I'm not hating on the colors whatsoever, but it's very orange dominant. And I'm kind of looking for some more color variations and some gradients in this. So this is just how I'm currently thinking about it right now. My thoughts might change in the next few minutes. It might change in the next few days. It just depends on where this yarn is going. So let's go ahead and start opening today's Advent. And today's color is Luxe. All right. Okay. Now we're talking. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. It still has the oranges in it, but I don't mind because it's being paired with a beautiful deep and lilac purple. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay. So here's where we are on the wrap. And this is where it's going next. Okay, getting a little more excited again. I think it was just day 4 and day 5 kind of just slowed me down on my momentum with liking these colors, because it just felt like we were dominating that color a lot. So I'm now excited to see how this is going to look when I add this in here. If I have any time later today, I will do my best to try to check in before I wrap this video up. But I'm just going to go ahead and say bye now, just in case I don't get that chance. So see you tomorrow.